Right, hello everybody, welcome to another video, and today we're in this 2007 Ford Ka, and the problem with this car is that when it's cold it's difficult to start. Now I've got this code reader plugged into the diagnostic port there, and I've just tried reading the codes and read DTCs. It says no DTCs presently stored, so that's DTC stands for diagnostic trouble code, so no code stored basically on the computer. But this reader does also do live data, and I've just had a look earlier at the live data, and when I've looked at the live data, what I have noticed is that the coolant temperature sensor is reading 30 degrees C. Now this car hasn't been started for like a good few days, and the temperature outside today is probably about 6-7 degrees C. And in fact, if we scroll down to the intake air temperature, where is that? Have I gone past it? There we go. IAT stands for intake air temperature. As you can see, it says 4 degrees. So really it doesn't make sense that the coolant temperature sensor is reading 30 degrees. So I've got a feeling that that's going to be related to the cold starting problem. So we're going to look into that. But just before I do, get under the bonnet and start doing that, I'll just show you the problem. So I'll crank it over now. Let me open the door first so you hear the engine crank. So there's no rev counter on it. I'm just going to crank it now, and you're going to hear it crank but not start. Actually, the battery is a bit weak on it as well, but even with like a jump starter on it, it cranks, but it doesn't start. It will start eventually if you keep trying it, but it's difficult to start basically. So anyway, as I say, I've got a feeling it's to do with that coolant temp sensor. So we're going to get under the bonnet and have a look at that. Okay guys, so under the bonnet now, and what I've done is I've taken off this airbox assembly here just to get better access to the coolant temperature sensor, which is down here. Now, as a very basic check of the wiring to it, what I'm going to do is simply unplug it, and so at the moment I've still got the scan tool plugged in, and I did let the engine run for a little bit earlier after it's I just started it earlier, and I let the engine run a little bit, and it's showing 58 degrees. I think it shouldn't be that high. I think that's too high still, but just as a very basic test of the wiring, what I'm simply going to do is just unplug this sensor, and what should happen is what has actually happened. As you can see, the reading there has gone to -40, which is what it should show for an open circuit on that circuit basically. So that's a quick check that the wiring is basically all right. I'll just as you can see, unplug there. I'll just plug it back in. And as you can see, it's now gone up to 63. So yeah, so that makes me think the wiring is all right. I'm pretty sure it's the sensor. So in an ideal world, I would actually like to do some resistance checks and stuff on that sensor just to verify that it's definitely faulty. But I had a quick look earlier, didn't manage to find any resistance specs for it, and also it's quite a cheap part. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. By the way, it's probably not visible on camera, but if you look, just being here and actually looking at it sort of close up, I can actually see that sensor has been leaking, and I actually kind of think of that as a good sign, because that gives me further confidence that we're on the right track for getting it sorted out. So I'm just going to take it out now, and I'm going to remove this clip, being careful not to lose it, and then oh shit. Excuse my language there, I wasn't expecting that much pressure in there, but anyway, there it is. Sorry, there it is, and just gonna go and get a new one and put that one back on and see how we do with it. Okay, so I've got the new sensor in. I've topped the coolant back up and left the cap off just to sort of help it bleed itself through. I'm pretty sure there isn't a specific bleed procedure on these. I think it's just one of those where you kind of top it up, run it a little bit with the cap off, you know, monitor the level, top it back up if necessary. I'm fairly sure that's the case. But anyway, so that's in. I've got the scan tool plugged back in, and as you can see now, coolant, sorry, it's not showing on, it's not, come on, what's going on? Sorry, the phone is not showing the, come on, there we go. So as you can see, like now, the coolant temperature is showing 16-17 degrees, which is a lot more correct. There's probably a little bit of residual heat left in the engine from when I ran it earlier, and also the ambient temperature has gone up a little bit as well. If we go down to the intake air temperature, you can see it's 11 degrees now outside. So anyway, so that's all that. I've got the jump pack on to help the battery a little bit. Let's see if now it starts better. Yes, definitely. Lovely, yeah. So before, it would be very difficult to start, and also when it did start, it would sort of start all running kind of coughing, spluttering. When it was cold, it would be fine when it was warm, but when it was cold, it was difficult to start, and it would start coughing, spluttering. And as you can see, like now, it started lovely. So excellent. I'm going to call that a fix, guys. Hope that video was helpful to you, and if it was, as always, I'll be very grateful if you can help support the channel by subscribing. Thank you very much. Alright guys, I didn't really want to finish the video just on that last clip, because I just wanted to show you, well, it's now the next day, so the engine is completely cold, and as you can see now, and it is a very cold morning this morning, and as you can see, the coolant temp is reading 1 degree Celsius, and if, like before, I scroll down to the intake air temperature, that is reading 0 degrees, or sorry, it's just gone to 1, so they're pretty much the same. So I just wanted to point that out. In my experience, if both those sensors are reading correctly when the engine is cold, they should be within about sort of a couple of degrees of each other. So I just wanted to show that. I'll just scroll back up to coolant again. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I just wanted to show that, and also I just wanted to show it, like, you know, starting up from completely cold. So let's start it up. Oh no, right, battery's flat, as you probably heard that, so it's not got a good battery on this car. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the battery pack on, and I'll just show it starting up from cold. Okay, so battery pack on. Let's try starting it up. There you go. Obviously no rev counter, but I'm guessing you can hear it. Obviously cranked round a little bit slowly again, because I just got the jump pack on there, but started up nice quickly. It's running smooth. If I rev it up, revs up nice and smooth. So there you go, guys. So once again, thank you for watching, and once again, if the video was helpful, please don't forget to support the channel by subscribing. Thank you. Bye.